Hi there, I'm Dani Henderson. Welcome back to my beautiful channel. Not sure if you've heard of the greatest event in disclosure happening this year, 27, 28, and 29th of September, outside of Denver, Colorado, in a little town called Westminster. It's called the Galactic Spiritual Informers Connection, GSIC for short, and you are invited to attend. It is uncensored on the infiltration of military, governments, science, food, medicine, you name it. There are people there with insight. They've lived the experiences. They are the experiences. And that is why we are going full force ahead with our own open disclosure without the permission or the authority of any existing supposed organization that has control over you, over me, or over our brothers and our sisters. There will be actual ETs in the audience. There will be actual UFO craft, not just military craft flying around pretending to be aliens, because that also happens, but actual UFO personnel, UFO craft. They've come the last 2 years to our conference. They'll be there again. But let me tell you what's happening this week. This week on this beautiful channel, Elena Danaan and I, Elena Danaan being the Galactic Federation of Worlds and Mysteries, brought more information on what's happening in space than any other single person in the last 25 years. Don't believe me? Go look it up. That's fine with us. She's going to be here, guys. She's the most loveliest person. And we went to the British Museum in London in January of this year, determined to find the original Sumerian clay tablets that say and tell and share the story of the first flood that was ever recorded, which wasn't the flood of Noah, that apparently came later, but the original deluge of the planet when two brothers named Enlil and Enki, also known as Ea, wanted control of the earth. And Ea tried to save the earth. And that story is written on this replica tablet that's called the Genesis Eridu. There's a lot of these, 12 or 13 of these ancient discovered clay tablets with the ancient cuneiform form of writing upon them. You can find these under titles such as the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Astrahasis, and the Eridu Genesis, or the Genesis Eridu. So we're going to be sharing with you what we found in the ancient cases in this ancient museum in Britain. We're so excited. It's taken weeks to get together, to get a date, to actually be able to do this, but it's coming this week, and we're very excited. Also this week, I'll be playing again with the one and only Dan Willis, our top secret whistleblower Navy personnel, who has been working with off-planet and on-planet technology his whole life. More recently, he's brought to us the energy of Phryll, Phryll. This is the energy the energy that is used off-planet in homes and areas, off-planet and other star systems, other civilizations. And this has been held from us, from humanity. And I can't imagine there's one person left in the world with a thinking brain that thinks that we're alone on this little planet here. So we're actually enforcing the allowance of bringing the information to you for free, of course. So it'll be here again on this channel. Dan Willis showing you the Phryll experiment that Upstairs used to power their homes, to bring them everything they could possibly need within their living situations and more. Phryll energy is the energy that the universe herself creates, and it is there for us for the taking. That is the whole purpose of living and thriving and being free on a planet. So we'll be bringing that down. Willis. Elena Danaan will also be back bringing her schematics, which are drawings, blueprints of how to create and build an anti-grav machine, a flying saucer, a craft, a scout ship, components for a battleship, a mothership. Again, the armies and the militaries and the governments and the people that own them, they've all failed so terribly. I'm so sorry. You'll never get an apology from them, so don't go looking for it. Nobody cares if you live or die in that regard, but they failed in their work, in their job. They repressed information from you, from me, from our families, from our ancestors, from our, the generations even, behind us. But don't worry, because it's all here. It's all coming back, and we are bringing it, all of us collectively together. So Elena Danaan will be there bringing the spaceship build intel this week too. Now, I also interviewed a really interesting man. His name is Jim Goodall. His author name is James C. Goodall. He is up there in his 70s, brilliant. He's a military photographer, historian, and he has the aeroplanes, stealth planes that man hasn't photographed or sat in or flown in pretty much aren't worth mentioning. The most exciting repertoire of stories on nuclear submarines and the stealth, deadly, dark flying machines, the Blackbird, his insight, his physical presence, his knowledge. He went to Area 51, I think 80 times. He told me a couple of stories off camera too, but he's fascinating. He will be here this week. And he was very good friends with John Lear, the son of Bill, who created Lear Jets. And John Lear was very much a believer and knower of the existence of UFOs. And Jim Goodall is also friends with Bob Lazar. Hi, Bob. They're good friends, long-term friends. He tells lovely in-depth stories about Bob Lazar. And it really stands for Bob Lazar's integrity and personality, because obviously there's people out there mudslinging. I mean, most of the people you hear that honestly don't know, you've got to hear it from the horse's mouth sometimes. I mean, truly. Of course, everything can be manipulated and many things are, but, you know, people that say, I know Bob Lazar is inside, like, just be quiet, sit down. This guy's going to come forward and share his true connection with Bob, and then you can decide for yourself or not. Okay, nuclear submarines. Oh, and also this guy, Jim. There has been, of course, around the world, every single country on the planet, every single stretch of land, they all have pyramids. Many have sphinxes. So we've been programmed to only look at ancient Egypt for this information, which would delay the discovery that the pyramids are generation establishments. They are generator stations. They are generator connectors for generating energy free. Fuck you, Edison. Free energy, free electricity on our planet. And Jim Goodall's going to go down to Belize with an expedition, and they've discovered 5 seemingly untouched pyramids in an area in Belize where the villagers have a say, which is great. There's no federal interference. There's no numbnuts saying you can't do that and you can't do that, and pillaging and raping the goods there. It is thought to be somewhat of a fairly pristine environment. So once Jim Goodall goes on this next exploration to the pyramids in Belize, we'll have him back and we'll find out what he finds there, right? Disclosure happening all over the world, no stopping it. Now, on my Rumble channel, because of the policing on YouTube now, my friend Luke Eastwood, he came on to talk about what the governments around the world and organizations and corporations are doing with our seeds. They have murdered original seeds that would germinate and populate. So you would plant something, it would grow and sprout and bloom, you'd pick it and it will be there and able to genetically in its original blueprint formulate and seed again and germinate and populate. And so many of our seeds have been genetically tampered with. Monsanto's no longer called that, of course. They're hiding behind another company now. That's what they do, the cowards, the neptards, the retardation in the authorities that have been running our planet. But, we have to talk about these things, and we do need to, be grown-ups and put on a big girls, boys and pants on, and these things are difficult to hear. And, sometimes people's delivery mind to maybe a little bit offensive. It's not meant, but I don't care either. If you get offended, that's up to you. I haven't got time to wipe anybody's noses anymore, because the war has been on the ground for a long time. And if we worry about someone swearing or using a different way to express or deliver or, use their voice, then, it's the content that matters. It's you being fed. It's your planet being able to be her natural beauty. We should all have food and clean water and clean air, and it doesn't matter what your beliefs or religious beliefs are or anything. It doesn't matter if you think women should be repressed or not. It only matters that we as a humanity, which is all of us, every color, every place, every corner, every rounded corner, every circular corner of our planet, let's all join hands together. Let's all stand strong together. Let's all love on each other. And let's all move forward in claiming what this beautiful planet was made for giving life, for birthing life, and for us to live in harmony with her. And there ain't a corporation or a person or a satanic leader that has the right to say that. I bind you, I cast you out, and I rebuke you. For all of your magic spells, may they all be rebuked and reversed on you in this instant. So go to my Rumble channel. Now write this down because it's Dani, my first name, D-A-N-I, Dani Spiritual Therapist 22. Dani Spiritual Therapist 22. That's my Rumble channel, and it's the number 22. I wish I could change it, but once you first put a name on Rumble, they don't let you change it. So I can't be Dani Henderson over there. So it's Dani, D-A-N-I, Spiritual Therapist 22. And that way you'll be able to watch Luke Eastwood go off on the seeds, what they're doing to our seeds, who's touching our seeds, and all of that awful, terrible reality. Luke Eastwood is of the Druid practice, the ancient connecting, loving, loving the church. Loving the church. I'm so sorry. That's hilarious that fell out my mouth. Loving the ancient ways of the ancient peoples, not the church that came along and stuffed a lot of stuff up on the planet entirely, including covering up ancient sites that the Druids would plant on, would worship on, would pray on. So Luke Eastwood wrote a great book. It's called The Druid Garden. And those of us that are looking to planting, pulling up our lawns, planting our own seeds, etc., this is a really, really good book for you to get. And the details are on that Rumble channel there. Dani, Spiritual Therapist 22. Also coming this week is the great, the one, the only Dr. Michael Salla. Now, Dr. Michael Salla, as a lot of you know that watch my channel and of course his, are aware of a beautiful man called JP. JP is an army person. He is an insider. He's been given permission by the higher ups in the army, institutions, the military industrial complex, the connections to high military, but there are such good people in the military, as well as the worst, murderous, witches, warlocks, dark, of course. It's all, everything's been infiltrated, we know that. And there's no point trying to ignore it because it's in your face. It's right in your face. And JP has been given permission and green lights to discuss his off-planet excursions, off-planet. Now, if JP is going off-planet in 2024 as an army person, taking flights on different kinds of crafts, TR-3Bs, helicopters, Chinooks, etc., but also in his own personal world is going onto UFO craft flown by mostly Nordics. He has been bringing Dr. Michael Salla his one-to-one personal experiences since 2008. He joined the army in 2019. He was encouraged. And since that time, he has brought Dr. Michael Salla the most incredible insights into his off-planet, on-planet. Like, he has been to places on our planet, the Grand Canyon, parts of Arizona, where there are literal Egyptian temples, where there is literal hordes and hordes and hordes of gold that the Vatican clearly haven't got their hands on. So who was in charge of that? Well, Dr. Michael Salla will be here on my channel, and we will be sharing some of the insights from the book, US Insider. It's US Army Insider Missions, Underground Cities, Giants, and Space Ports. Now, for those of you that haven't even heard or even have a clue about space arcs, space arcs. There are so many gigantic space arcs awakening. They are activating on this planet. And we've been hearing most recently about these space orbs, the orbs that are coming from the space arcs that come and do reconnaissance, or a recce as we call it. Some of these orbs come and take samples, air samples, our air being so poisoned right now. And also there are elements of beings off planet that cannot be in this environment here because we're so full of parasites and horrible things. airborne things that have been created by personnel that wish to own you. You know, for years we've had titanium, barium, and aluminium falling from the sky still now at a massive, massive rate. They want you to inhale it to change the physiology of your biome, your physical vessel. And these things, of course, are coming out more and more. And so today, Dr. Salla and I will be discussing some of these areas where JP has been. And it is just, God, I just think it's the most exciting time. I mean, it's also really, really, really upsetting for some people. You know, their minds are blowing, their hearts are broken. You will recover, my love. Trust me, you do recover. It is so shocking and devastating, really, when you discover, but then you have to find that warrior spirit, that fight or that push or that knowingness that you are going to love you. You are going to stand for you as an individual. And that's what I, on my own, Dani Henderson, have learned to do. And then in that, connected with others who have a like mind. They're not all as gobby as me, thank goodness. That would be a little bit too much, I think. But in my passion to bring you information, I tend to not hold back. And I think that's a good thing. Pick your battles, guys. And, you know, if you really feel you have to state something publicly, then say it. You know, it's your mind, your voice, your life. There is no one, not a thing that owns you. Be sure of that. All right, so I think that's the most up-to-date there. We've got Elena Danaan, British Museum, Dan Willis and the Frill, Elena Danaan again and the build of the spacecraft. We've got William Brown. Oh my God, William Brown was here on my channel with Trevor Grassi. Go back and look at that. William Brown, the Gizatologist, he's been going to the Giza Plateau for 23 years. He bought land, he bought a stable block there. He built a garden there to balance and equalize and harmonize the raw energy there at the Giza Plateau. And he brought us so much information on what's happening there. Oh my gosh, go back, it's on my channel now. And Dani Henderson hyphen GSIC for the Galactic Spiritual Informers Connection. And Trevor Grassi is there, dear Trevor, who is our research archaeologist for all things Egypt. And other. He's a very, very smart guy. Trevor, I've got a lot of time for him. There's actually quite a few documentaries on my channel with Trevor Grassi showing areas of Egypt that he's been, masses and masses of photographs and slides there. Lots to enjoy on this channel. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, so William Brown and Trevor Grassi, Jim Goodall with his secret stealth planes and nuclear submarines and the Belize information on the pyramids. Rumble channel, Dani's spiritual therapist. 22 for Luke Eastwood, talking about the seeds, and Dr. Michael Salla, and with JP's intel and stories. That's quite a lot to be getting on with this week, isn't it? In the meantime, if you haven't got your tickets to the greatest event in undisclosed, uncensored disclosure, in undisclosed disclosure and uncensored disclosure, go to galacticspiritualinformers.com. galacticspiritualinformers.com. There's the website. There's how you get your tickets. The speakers are Elena Danaan, Dr. Michael Salla, Dan Willis, Dan Winter, the physicist, Jean-Charles Moyen, the great French military personnel, the space soldier, his wife, Melanie Charlet, the rescuer of hybrid children, Dr. Christiane Northrup, the global medical ambassador, Dr. Lee Merritt, the military doctor that came out and stood against you-know-what and told the truth, and others besides. One in particular, I cannot name yet. This happened last year. I'm clipped until this person is authorized to be able to go public, but that is happening. And believe me, that is not a dangle. I don't waste my time doing that, nor do I need to. Look at the lineup. No one else has them. And watch who aligns to certain conferences. Just feel into it. There are so many great people out there. There are so many great speakers out there. There really are. There's a few tosspots out there too. But anyway, so be mindful, be discerning, and I send you my love. I really do. And stay strong, stay strong. Love you, respect you, talk to that inner child in you, build up your backbone, build up your strength, and let's all move forward together in a positive way. My name is Dani Henderson. I send you my love, and I'll see you soon.